What's up, y'all? Melissa here, and I'm going to go over the Ecollar, how to take it out of the box and start to use it, all the button functionality, etc. So this is the Micro Educator. It's got 1/3 of a mile range. Other e-collars have about 1/2 mile to 3/4 of a mile. And then the receiver is slightly smaller, but otherwise its functionality is the same. So let's see what's inside. We have the transmitter or the remote. We have the receiver or the collar. We have the charger, which can charge both at the same time. Comes with this lanyard, which I think is kind of annoying because it just swings around. There's an extra accessory you can get. It's these magnets here. This does not come in the box, but these are $15 on their website. And there's a little metal piece that screws in right here and attaches. And then you can clip it wherever you need. Something to think about. It comes with this contact point tool, which allows you to change out the contact points, tighten them, etc. And this little tester to make sure that it's functioning properly. Some additional contact points. And there are other contact points you can get, hypoallergenic contact points, longer contact points for thicker fur, etc. Alrighty. So let's go over what all these buttons are. So this is your LCD display here. This is a light that flashes either green or red to tell you whether it needs to be charged or to let you know that the stim button is being pressed. We have the knob here, antenna, which can be taken off. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but if you ever lost it, you could get another one. Then we have 2 stim buttons here, black and red, depending on which mode you're in, how you'd use that. T, which stands for tap or vibrate, and tone. You can toggle between those. Then here's your charging port. This L button is also the on-off button, and a light that turns on the receiver. A light that turns on the receiver. It's not how it turns on. And then the momentary continuous button, which will change between momentary mode, continuous mode, and then combo mode, which is both. And then here, really not too much to see here, but to turn the receiver on, we press this little red dot here to this one. And then this light here will turn green. See that? And you press it again to turn it off. It'll go red. There you go. Now if it's blinking red when you turn it on, that means it needs to be charged. But this unit is fine right now. So this light feature, the 2 little lights here. Well, first let's turn this on. So you hold down the L on-off button. And now it's on. You can see it's blinking green, so that means it's charged. If you press the L button once, these lights will blink. Press it again, and then they'll stay on. One more time, they'll turn off. So this is a great feature for nighttime. I love it. All right. So now this LCD display Right now you can see the M and the C are displayed. That means it's in combo mode. The 1D means it's a one dog unit. So you can actually have one receiver for more than one transmitter. So one remote for more than one caller. But right now this is just a one dog unit, and it's flashing because it's telling you that the stim level can be adjusted. So if you hold the knob down until it stops blinking, actually it has to be at a number. So you put the number, whatever number here you want to lock it to, and you hold it down until the 1D stops blinking. And then the number cannot be adjusted. So if ever you turn your remote on and you're like, oh no, why can't I adjust it? If the 1D is not blinking, just hold the knob down till it is, and then you're able to adjust it. Okay, so I'm gonna switch to momentary mode. So I'm gonna do that by holding down the MC button until I hear that tone. So now the M is displayed and it's in momentary mode. And momentary is just a brief momentary pulse of stimulation. So you can, let's say we'll set it to 5 here. The black S button, which stands for stimulation, will give that pulse at a level 5. Now the red stimulation button is a boost button. So when you hit this red button, whatever the boost is set to jump to, whether it's 10 more, 20 more, 7 more, whatever, it'll jump to that number and give that momentary pulse, but at, right now, 10 more than the original number. So it's at 5, and then it jumps to 15. Now, in order to adjust that boost, you need to be in momentary mode, even if you're using the boost in continuous mode. So what we'll do is we'll set it to, let's say, it has to be at 0 first. And then we'll hold down the black S button for about 6 seconds until this 0 turns to a 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, boop, just turned to a 1. So now it's saying, what do you want your boost to be? Let's say we want the boost to be 20 higher, right? So then we'll adjust it to whatever the number is, and then tap the black button again. And now it's set. So we'll go back down to 10. Let's say our original stim that we're working on is a 10. Now the boost button, that intensity is going to jump 20. So now it's at 30. So now if we want to go over to continuous mode, we'll hit the MC, hold it down, the MC button, until we hear that tone again. So now the C is displayed, the M has disappeared. And the boost will also be at 20. So it's whatever you set it while you're in momentary mode. So now the black button will give a continuous pulse of stim for as long as you hold it up to a certain amount. You can't do it indefinitely. And then the red button will act as a boost on a continuous pulse. So I don't really like to use it in either of those modes because you can't adjust the boost. So the boost, I mean, you can adjust it once and that's it. You can set it one time. But that might be too low for the dog. It might be too high for the dog. It might be too low for the behavior, too high for the behavior. So I like to have more control of the functionality. So I like to use it in combo mode. So I'm gonna press the MC button one more time so we hear that tone. And now you can see the M and the C are displayed. So now the black button gives a momentary pulse of stim. So just a one, boop. And then the red button, you can see the M goes away, the C stays, will give a continuous stim at that same number. So you have to adjust it yourself accordingly, which takes some skill. It's an art form. But that's the way I like to use it. So when you are in combo mode, you can also use boost by holding both the black and red stim buttons down at the same time. So whatever you set your boost to when you're in momentary mode, when you adjust the boost, it'll jump that many. So we set it to 20 more, so it's jumping from 6 to a 20. And then we have this T button, which stands for tap, which is vibrate, or tone. So right now it's set to vibrate. So you hit it one time, it vibrates. You hold it down, it vibrates continuously. Vibrate can be good for deaf dogs, but I find a lot of times it kind of just freaks dogs out because the level of vibration intensity can't be adjusted. And then there's tone. So make sure the display, the intensity is at 0, and then you'll hold down the L button and then the T button until you hear a tone. So now it's set to tone. So the tone can be great to use as a marker before the stim. Ooh. All right, so that is the gist of it, the functionality, button functionality of the Ecollar. I'll turn it off by pressing the red dots together. Now this is still on, so you have to remember to hold down the on-off button, the big L button, to turn it off. When these lights are red, it means they're both still charging. When these lights are green, it means they are fully charged.